You are not lost. You are simply between breaths. And in that space, between the exhale of what was and the inhale of what might be, there is a tunnel. Not made of stone or steel, but of silence. Of waiting. Of all the things you carried so long you forgot their weight until you tried to set them down. I know this tunnel. I walked it once. Or perhaps I'm still walking it. Time moves differently here. Slower. Softer. Like honey dripping from a spoon in winter. My name doesn't matter. Names are sharp things, meant for daylight and introductions. Here, in the hush, we are known by our breath, by the rhythm of our footsteps on damp earth, by the quiet tremor in our hands when hope flickers too close. I remember the day I entered. It wasn't dramatic. No thunder cracked the sky. No door slammed shut behind me. I simply looked up one evening and realized the world had grown dimmer, not because the sun had set, but because something inside me had stopped reflecting its light. I kept going, of course. We always do. We wash our faces. We tie our shoes. We answer, "I'm fine," when asked. But beneath the surface, a current had shifted, and without realizing it, I'd stepped off the main path and into the mouth of this long, winding passage. At first, I thought it would be short. A few steps, a turn, and I'd emerge into clarity. But the tunnel stretched. And with every mile, the air grew heavier with unspoken words, with dreams folded and tucked into drawers, with apologies never sent, with love withheld out of fear. Yet, I did not stop. Not because I was brave, but because stopping felt heavier than walking. And then, long after I'd stopped counting days, I saw it. A light. Not a blaze. Not a beacon. Just a soft, golden glimmer, far ahead, where the walls of the tunnel curved out of sight. It didn't call to me. It didn't promise anything. It simply was. Like a star that refuses to vanish, even in the thickest fog. That light became my companion. Some nights, it seemed to retreat. Other nights, it pulsed gently, as if breathing with me. I learned not to chase it. Chasing makes the heart race, and a racing heart cannot hear the whispers of the dark. So I walked slowly. I let my feet sink into the cool mud. I let my shoulders soften. I let myself remember. Do you remember your own light? Maybe it's not a light at all. Maybe it's a voice. A song. A scent, like old books or rain on pine needles. Maybe it's the feeling of a hand holding yours when you were 6 years old, before you learned to hide your tears. Whatever it is, it's still there. Even if you can't see it right now. Even if the tunnel feels endless. Because here's the truth they don't tell you, the light isn't waiting for you at the end. It's been walking beside you all along. You just have to grow quiet enough to notice. Let your eyelids grow heavy now. Let your jaw relax. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the surface beneath you, mattress, couch, floor, it doesn't matter. You are held. I'll keep walking. And you can walk with me. Step by step. Breath by breath. We don't need to reach the light tonight. We only need to believe it's real. And so we continue. The tunnel floor slopes downward now, ever so slightly. The air smells of wet stone and something else, something green, like moss after a long rain. My boots make no sound. Or perhaps the sound is so soft it dissolves before it reaches my ears. I pass a place where water drips from the ceiling. Plink, 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 each drop hangs for a moment, trembling, before falling into a shallow pool below. I stop to watch. One drop forms, swells, catches the faintest echo of that distant light, and falls. How many drops have fallen here? Millions? Billions? And yet the stone remains. Patient. Receiving. Never complaining about the weight of the sky. I think of all the tears I've cried in silence. All the ones I've swallowed. All the ones I've pretended weren't there. And I wonder, does the earth collect them somewhere? Does it hold them until they're ready to become rivers? I sit on a smooth rock near the pool. My back aches. My eyes burn. But for the first time in weeks, I feel present. Not hopeful. Not healed. Just here. And sometimes, being here is enough. I close my eyes. The dripping continues. Plink, 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 with each sound, a thought fades. Worry about tomorrow, plink, gone. Regret about yesterday, plink, dissolved. The need to be perfect, plink, vanished. All that remains is the breath. In, out, and the light, still there, steady, patient. I don't know how long I sit. Time has no meaning here. Only sensation. Only presence. When I finally rise, my legs are stiff, but my mind is clear. Clearer than it's been in years. I take another step. Then another. The tunnel widens slightly. The air grows warmer. And though the light hasn't grown brighter, it feels closer. Not in distance, but in understanding. I realize now, this tunnel was never my punishment. It was my sanctuary. A place to shed the noise. To remember who I am beneath the roles, the expectations, the masks. And who am I? Just a man. Walking. Breathing. Trying. Isn't that enough? Yes. It is. So I keep walking. And as I do, I begin to hum. Softly. Wordlessly. A tune I haven't heard since childhood. My mother used to sing it while washing dishes. A simple melody. No lyrics. Just sound. The hum vibrates in my chest. It warms me from the inside. And for the first time, I notice something new. The walls of the tunnel are no longer cold. They pulse faintly. Like skin. Like they're alive. Are they breathing with me? I press my palm against the wall. It's warm. Slightly damp. And beneath my fingertips, I feel a rhythm. Slow. Steady. Thump, 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 it's a heartbeat. Not mine. The tunnel's. This place isn't empty. It's full of life. Of stories. Of others who walked before me. Who are walking beside me, even now, in their own tunnels, in their own cities, in their own beds, listening to their own quiet voices. We are not alone. We never were. The realization brings tears, but not sad ones. These are tears of belonging. Of relief. Even as a child, I knew that train wasn't taking people away. It was carrying them home. Sometimes, I'd imagine I was on it. Not running from anything. Just riding. Watching the world blur past in streaks of moonlight and shadow. Feeling the gentle sway rock me like a lullaby. My father once told me, trains don't care how tired you are. They run on schedule. But they also wait for those who need a moment. I didn't understand him then. I do now. This tunnel is my train. And I am both passenger and conductor. I move when I'm ready. I rest when I must. The sound fades slowly, like a sigh returning to the earth. But its echo lingers in my bones. I open my eyes. The light ahead hasn't changed. But something in me has. I remember now. Not a specific event, but a feeling. The feeling of being small, curled under a quilt stitched by my grandmother's hands. Rain tapping on the roof. The smell of chamomile tea steaming on the nightstand. And her voice, soft as worn cotton, saying, "You don't have to fix everything tonight, little one. Just rest. The world will still be there in the morning." How I needed to hear that again. Not as a child, but as the man I am now, carrying burdens I never named, walking paths I never chose, trying to be strong when all I wanted was to be held. But here, in this tunnel, I don't have to be strong. I only have to be. And that is enough. I sink to my knees, not in surrender, but in release. My palms press into the cool earth. My forehead touches the ground. And for the first time in years, I let myself cry. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quiet tears that fall like rain after a long drought. They soak into the soil, and the tunnel receives them without judgment. After a while, the crying stops. Not because the pain is gone, but because it's been seen, held, honored. I rise slowly. Brush the dirt from my trousers. Take a deep breath. The air tastes different now. Cleaner. Lighter. I notice something I hadn't before, tiny roots weaving through the cracks in the tunnel wall. Delicate. Persistent. Reaching toward moisture, toward life, even in darkness. They remind me of veins. Of rivers. Of the quiet ways life insists on growing, even when no one is watching. I trace one with my fingertip. It's cool. Slightly sticky. Alive. How long have you been here? I whisper. The root doesn't answer. But it doesn't need to. Its presence is reply enough. I keep walking. The floor begins to slope upward, just slightly. Almost imperceptibly, but I feel it in my calves, in the way my breath deepens. We are rising. Not out of the tunnel yet, but toward something. Toward clarity. Toward peace. And then, another sound. Not a train this time. But wind. Faint at first. A sigh through stone. Then stronger, rustling, like leaves turning in sleep. It comes from ahead. From the direction of the light. I pause. Let it wash over me. It carries voices, not words, exactly, but echoes of laughter, of lullabies, of whispered promises made in the dark. Fragments of lives that passed through here before me. They don't cling, they don't demand attention. They simply drift by, like dandelion seeds on a summer breeze. One voice stands out, just for a moment. Soft. Familiar. My mother's. You're doing better than you think, she says. And though I know it's memory, not magic, it feels like truth. I smile. A real one. Small, but true. The wind fades. But the warmth remains. I realize something then, the light isn't just ahead of me. It's in me. It always was. Every act of kindness I've given. Every time I got up after falling. Every silent prayer whispered into a pillow. Every, I'm sorry. Every, I love you. Every, I'll try again tomorrow. Those weren't failures. They were sparks. And together, they've become a flame. The tunnel knows this. That's why it holds me so gently. It's not a punishment. It's a womb. And I am being reborn, not into someone new, but into the truth of who I've always been. Enough. Loved. Worthy. Even in the dark. Especially in the dark. I walk on. The path curves now, revealing a new stretch of tunnel, wider, brighter, though still far from daylight. The walls here are smoother, almost polished, as if countless hands have brushed against them over centuries. I run my fingers along the surface. It's warm. Humming faintly, like a tuning fork struck long ago. I wonder how many others have walked this way. Men and women. Young and old. Carrying grief. Carrying hope. Carrying nothing but the weight of being human. And every one of them saw the light, even if they didn't believe it at first. Even if they stumbled. even if they sat down and wept. Because the light doesn't require belief. It only requires presence. And you are present. Right now. Listening. Breathing. Existing. That is courage enough. Let your shoulders drop. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a moonless sky. There is nothing you need to fix tonight. Nothing you need to solve. You are exactly where you need to be. The tunnel holds you. The earth supports you. The light waits, not impatiently, but lovingly. And I walk beside you, not as a guide, but as a fellow traveler. One who has known the dark and still believes in dawn. So rest now. Let your mind grow quiet. Let your body soften. The journey continues, but you don't have to take another step tonight. Just be here. With me. With the light. With yourself. You are safe. You are seen. You are home. Always. The air changes again. Not colder. Not warmer. But thicker. Like honey stirred with moonlight. It carries a new scent, old paper, cedar wood, and something faintly metallic, like rain on a forgotten key. I slow my steps. Not out of fear, but out of reverence, because I feel it now, I am not alone. Not in the way loneliness fears company, but in the way a single candle knows it is part of a constellation. Somewhere ahead, in the curve of the tunnel where shadows pool like still water, there is a presence. Not threatening. Not demanding. Just waiting. I don't see him at first. Only a shape. A silhouette carved from silence. Sitting on a low stone bench, hands resting on knees, head bowed as if listening to the earth's heartbeat. His clothes are simple, worn wool, patched at the elbows, faded by time and touch. His boots are caked with dried mud, but his posture is calm. Centered. As if he's been here for centuries, or perhaps only since this morning. Time doesn't matter to him. I stop a few paces away. He doesn't look up. But he speaks. You've walked far, he says. His voice is soft. Not old, not young. Like wind through dry grass. Like pages turning in an empty library. I reply. My voice sounds strange to me, hoarse from disuse, yet steady. He nods slowly. Most do. Then, after a pause, do you know why you're here? I consider the question. Not to find the right answer, but to feel its weight. I think. I say carefully, I came because I didn't know where else to go. He smiles. Just a flicker at the corners of his mouth. That's honest. Good. He finally lifts his head. His eyes are not bright, not dark, just clear. Like river stones smoothed by centuries of flow. "You're not lost," he says. "You're returning." Returning to what? I ask. To yourself. He gestures to the tunnel around us. This place isn't punishment. It's a mirror. Every step you take, you're walking back to who you were before the world told you to shrink. I swallow. The words settle in my chest like warm stones. I forgot how to be that person, I admit. You didn't forget, he says gently. You just buried him under shoulds and musts and not enoughs. But he's still there. Listening. Waiting. He reaches into the pocket of his coat and pulls out a small object. Not a key. Not a map. A smooth, palm-sized stone, warm to the touch, veined with silver. Hold this, he says, offering it. I take it. It fits perfectly in my hand. Heavy, but not burdensome. Alive with quiet energy. What is it? I ask. A reminder, he says. When you feel the dark closing in, press this to your chest. Feel its weight. Its stillness. And remember, even stone holds light inside. It just takes time, and pressure, to reveal it. I close my fingers around it. Already, it feels like part of me. Thank you, I whisper. He nods. You'll carry it longer than you think. But one day, you'll pass it on. To someone else walking this tunnel. And that's how the light keeps moving. He stands slowly, joints creaking like old floorboards. For a moment, he places a hand on my shoulder. His touch is warm. Grounding. Like roots reaching deep. Keep walking, he says. But don't rush. The light isn't running away. It's growing with you. Then, without another word, he turns and walks deeper into the tunnel. Not toward the light, but back into the shadows from which I came. I watch until he fades into the dimness. Not gone. Just, elsewhere. And I understand, he was never really here. Or maybe he was always here. A part of the tunnel itself. A voice of the earth. A memory of my own wisdom, wearing a face so I could hear it. I tucked the stone into my coat pocket, right over my heart. Its warmth spreads through my ribs, steady as a second pulse. I walk on. The tunnel feels different now. Not shorter. But kinder. As if it knows I've remembered something important. My footsteps echo less. My breath flows easier. Even the darkness seems softer. Not empty, but full of potential. Like soil before the first green shoot. I pass a place where the ceiling opens slightly. Just a narrow slit, no wider than a finger. Through it, a single drop of rain falls. Plink. It lands on my forehead. Cool. Clean. Like a blessing. I close my eyes. Let it slide down my temple. Let it wash away the last trace of doubt. Because I know now, this journey was never about escaping the dark. It was about learning to trust it. To let it hold me while I healed. To let it teach me that light isn't the absence of shadow. It's what grows because of it. You understand this too, don't you? Even if your mind is tired, your body knows. Your breath knows. Your heart knows. So let go. Let your thoughts drift like leaves on a slow river. There is nothing to fix. Nothing to prove. You are already whole. The stone rests against your chest. The tunnel cradles your steps. The light waits, not at the end, but within every breath you take. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. With every exhale, tension melts. Shoulders soften. Jaw unclenches. Hands grow heavy. Mind grows quiet. You don't need to stay awake to finish this story. In fact, the best way to honor it is to let it carry you into sleep. Because sleep is not escape. It's return. Return to the self beneath the noise. Return to the light that never left. So rest now. Let your eyelids close. Let your body sink into the surface beneath you. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. The tunnel watches over you. The light dreams with you. And I'll keep walking. But I'll leave a lantern burning. Just for you. Always. You are here. Not rushing. Not resisting. Just here. And that is enough. Feel the weight of your body now. Heavy, warm, perfectly still. Your feet rooted in the earth. Your spine long and soft. Your shoulders melting like wax near a candle flame. Breathe in, breathe out, let each exhale carry away one more thought. One more worry, one more what if. The tunnel holds you. It always has. Look ahead, not with your eyes, but with your heart. The light is still there. Gentle. Steady. Pulsing softly, like a heartbeat made of gold. Thump, 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 can you feel it in your chest? Not as sound. As rhythm. As belonging. You don't need to understand it. You only need to let it find you. And it already has. Your hands grow heavier. Your legs sink deeper. Even your thoughts begin to drift. Like feathers released into still air. Up, away, gone. There is no need to hold on anymore. The earth will catch you. The dark will cradle you. The light will keep watch. Remember the stone in your pocket? Press it gently against your chest. Feel its warmth. Its quiet strength. It doesn't speak. It doesn't move. It simply is. Like you. You don't have to do anything right now. Not think. Not fix. Not become. You are already complete. Exactly as you are, in this breath, in this moment. The walls of the tunnel breathe with you now. In, out, they are not stone. They are skin. Ancient. Wise. Covered in stories written in moss and moisture. Each crack a memory. Each root a prayer. Run your fingers along the surface. Cool. Smooth. Alive. It hums beneath your touch. A low, soothing vibration that travels up your arm and settles in your bones. This is where healing lives. Not in grand gestures. Not in sudden revelations. But here, in the quiet act of staying. Of showing up. Of letting yourself be held by the dark. Until you remember your own light. Your eyelids grow heavier. That's okay. Let them close. The story doesn't need your eyes. It only needs your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. With every inhale, you draw in peace. With every exhale, you release tension. Your jaw softens. Your forehead smooths. Your hands rest, open and empty. No need to grasp. No need to hold. You are safe. You are home. You are loved. The light ahead doesn't shine at you. It shines through you. Because you are made of the same stuff. Stardust, silence, and stubborn hope. Even when you forget, your body remembers. Your breath remembers. Your heartbeat remembers. Thump, 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 listen to it. That steady drum beneath your ribs. It has carried you through every storm. Every loss. Every lonely night. And it still beats. Strong. Faithful. True. You are alive. Not despite the darkness. But because of it. Because you walked through it. Because you didn't turn back. And now, you can rest. Let your mind grow quiet. Let your body sink deeper. The tunnel wraps around you like a blanket woven from moonlight and moss. Warm. Soft. Endless. There is no rush. No deadline. No expectation. Only this, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. The distant glow of the light. The quiet certainty that you belong here. You always have. So let go. Let sleep come like a slow tide, lapping at the edges of your awareness, pulling you deeper into stillness. You don't need to finish this story tonight. In fact, the best ending is the one where you drift away before the last word is spoken. Because then, the story lives inside you. In your dreams. In your breath. In the quiet space between heartbeats. Rest now.
The light will wait. The tunnel will hold you. And I'll stay here, just outside your dreams, keeping watch. Always. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Deeper, softer, slower. You are safe. You are whole. You are home. Always. You are so close now, not to an end, but to a beginning that feels like coming home. The light ahead no longer seems distant. It doesn't blaze or beckon. It simply is, like your breath, like your heartbeat, like the quiet truth that you've always belonged. And as you walk the last stretch of this tunnel, you notice something strange. The walls are fading. Not crumbling, not vanishing, but softening, blending into mist, into memory, into the space between waking and dreaming. Your footsteps make no sound. Your breath is slow and deep. Your body feels weightless, as if the earth has given you back to the sky. You reach into your pocket. The stone is still there, warm, smooth, humming faintly. But it no longer feels like a burden. It feels like a promise. A reminder that even in darkness, you carry light within you. You don't need to hold it tightly anymore. So you open your palm and let it rest there, glowing softly in the dimness. And then you see it. Not just a light ahead, but light everywhere. In the air, in the ground, in your own hands. The tunnel wasn't leading you to the light. It was leading you through yourself, so you could remember that you've been made of light all along. There is no door, no threshold, no grand moment of arrival. Only this, a gentle unfolding, like a flower opening at dawn, like a sigh after years of holding your breath. You step forward, and the darkness doesn't disappear. It transforms. It becomes part of the whole. Shadow and light, silence and song, sorrow and peace, all woven together into something beautiful because it is true. You sit down, not because you're tired, but because you finally feel safe enough to rest. The ground beneath you is soft, covered in moss that glows faintly, like embers under ash. You lean back, close your eyes, let the warmth rise through your spine. And then, a sound. Not a train, not wind, but birdsong. Faint at first, a single note, clear as a raindrop on glass, then another and another. Dawn is coming, not with fanfare, but with tenderness, with patience, with the quiet certainty that night always gives way to morning. You don't need to see it to know it's real. You feel it in your bones, in your breath, in the way your heart beats slower now, not from exhaustion, but from trust. You are not leaving the tunnel. You are becoming part of it, and it is becoming part of you. Because healing isn't about escaping the dark. It's about learning to live inside it until it no longer frightens you, until it becomes a place of rest, of return, of rebirth. And now, as sleep wraps around you like a second skin, know this: you did it. You walked. You breathed. You stayed. And that was enough. More than enough. You are whole. You are loved. You are home. The light doesn't wait for you anymore because it lives in you, in every cell, in every breath, in every quiet, I'm still here. So rest now. Let your mind drift into the softness. Let your body sink into the earth. Let your soul remember its name. You are not lost. You never were. You were always walking toward yourself. And now, you've arrived. Breathe in. Breathe out. Deeper. Softer. The birds sing. The light grows. The world turns. And you sleep. Safe. Seen. Sacred. Always.